Today we're talking about books that teach Bible stories, moral lessons, things to do with Christianity and the Bible, and the good, better, best books to look for. There's small books and a little bit bigger books if you're traveling and you want to put something in your purse or your suitcase. These are great. They're thick books for early children that have, not easy to tear up or anything. This one has, colorful illustrations, just a few words on the page so that they don't lose interest real quick. So that one's good. It's called The Wise Men. And this one is by Christmas Trio. I guess the trio is the innkeeper, the shepherds, and the wise men. So that's a good book. This is the story of Jesus. It's beautifully illustrated. It has a lot of words on the page. So for a young child, it'd be hard for them to kind of sit through that. So I would leave this for a little bit older child, maybe around 3 or 4. This book has thinner pages, so an older child, if it has a lot of words, think older child. This one's a nice board book, and it's called The Animal's First Christmas. It's colorful. It has a lot of words, but I said the donkey, shaggy and brown. I carried his mother up hill and down. I carried her safely to Bethlehem town. I, said the donkey, shaggy and brown. So it talks about the color, and it rhymes, and so it would hold their attention more. The rhyming aspect really kind of pulls them in. This is another board book that goes with this trio. My Little Book About God. Beautifully illustrated, a few words per page. God is great. It's a very simple, not complex concept. So I would stick with books more like that. This then goes into a lot of words. You might read that to them at nighttime. But try to find books that just have one concept per page or just a few words. For God is good. And look for good illustrations. This book is good for teaching the days of the week, teaching about God and good character. Monday, make me good and kind to all creatures that I find. Help me love God's whole creation. Make my life a celebration. So, beautiful, poetic book. This is Baby Storybook Bible. It's very, very animated with a lot of words. It's a little bit busy. I would kind of stay away from that. This one's cartoony in nature, but it's more isolation of difficulty. It means it has a few words on the page. And this could be an early reading book. God made the sky. He made the birds. So there's just, a few pages. It's a board book. And not too complicated. Great first book. It can be an early reader. Noah and the Flood. Has a lot of words, so it's for an older child. Let's see here. Something that's a little fun and interactive with the holes and the faces of the people. It's very tactile. You can feel it. It does have a lot of words on the page. But you can talk about the disciples and Jesus and how he picked them and what their names were. You can use this to kind of talk through it and then later read about it. First Bible words. God's creation. So it's more like a dictionary. Moon, cloud, fruit tree, and what I like is it's lowercase. So you always want to look for lowercase. And it does talk about the creation story, but it is centered around the vocabulary. And then the next page is talking about the creatures God created. Now, it would be nice if it was real pictures. This is more cartoony. So this is a good book, but the best would have real pictures. All right. This is a really thick, heavy book. It has lots of words on the page. So this would be maybe one that you bring out. You read a story and then you put up, because it's very heavy. It's got the thin pages. The binding is not super strong. So if you pick big, heavy books, even for an older child, caring for it is more difficult. This one is I Love You Through and Through. I love your top side, I love your bottom side. And you can have them interact. So you could say, where's your bottom side? Where's your top side? I love your inside and your outside. This is a big mouth. It's kind of, abstract. I love your happy side and your sad side. So it's talking about emotions. That's always very helpful. Your silly side, your mad side, anything that you can teach your kids about their emotions and how to articulate their feelings is great. I love your fingers and your toes, your ears and nose. So this is a great book, and this one is by Cartwheel Books, and it's a scholastic book. If you're looking for great books, you can always call your local schools and ask when they're having a scholastic book fair, and you can go. Even if your child does not go to that school, you can go and buy books. You can give them a small Bible and teach them about praying and reading, and just how to care for the book. They don't need to know how to read it, but teach them how to care for it. Here's another book, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to put some more back in the basket. All right, this one is called My Own Psalm 91 Book. And it actually goes through verse 1, verse 2, and so it's got really beautiful illustrations. And so this book is by Peggy Joyce Ruth Ministries. And I thought it was a nice book. It's a board book, so it has longevity, and the children look happy. So these are some examples. And then this is a Read and Learn Bible that I found. A Read and Learn Bible. And so it has the illustration and the Bible story underneath. So this is for an older child. It has thin pages. But don't shy away from a big book, but let them just make sure they're handling it with care. Any age child, never let them chew on a book or mistreat a book, because how do you justify it's wrong now? I mean, it's right now, but wrong later. So never let them chew on a book, but definitely look for a variety of books and a variety of Bible stories, not just one book that has all the stories, but a variety. I hope that was helpful, and happy book hunting. You can look at half-price books, garage sales, thrift stores. Look there first so that your budget goes a long way, and you can use the money you save on other materials. Or if you want to go to Barnes & Noble, make sure you take your child with you. Let them see the experience of buying books and interacting in that environment of choice with lots of books, and see what they gravitate towards. I hope that was helpful.